Hello, Blessed Star family, and welcome to our group reading. Oh my goodness. So it is lunchtime here, and as you know, I live on a busy road, so it's a little cray-cray, and it's been raining, so it's been a little loud. So I'm just prefacing that. Also, there are so many cool things that are happening right now. Blessed Ostara, it's the first day of spring, and as of less than a half an hour ago, Mercury has gone direct. Mercury has gone direct. The moon went into Pisces a few days ago, but the sun entered Aries at the same time that the spring equinox came in, which is so exciting because not only is it the beginning of the zodiac year, but it's also the first sign energy. Aries is fire, and we are in the year of the horse full on. We've been in it now for a month and month plus, I guess now, and it's the fire horse. So I feel like this reading, I was feeling so much magic around today and around this morning. And so buckle up, get yourself something to drink, eat, make sure you're somewhere safe. And, there might be times where spirit will ask us to close our eyes. So if you can, maybe be in a place where you can do that. If you're driving, that's okay. You do what you got to do. Everybody deals with things differently, goes through meditation differently. But I can really feel the energy of the traffic. And this time of day always makes me a little uneasy where I live because you can feel those people who are zooming maybe to get back from lunch, or they're trying to go get something to eat so they can go, and I don't know if you guys are feeling it, but the ripple of the third dimensional energy has such a cellular effect now that I really understand what spirit has been saying. I mean, even today, I was just looking at the calendar. I'm like, it's International Astrologers Day. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I wonder if they did that because it's the first, day of the zodiac, the first sign of the zodiac, coming in. But what's interesting is the way that everything fell. We're still in a Pisces moon. So we're going to be dragging that out for a minute until it all starts to align. And you'll see, those times where the new moon aligns with a new zodiac sign, and it just feels like so magical because you get the whole month of like that energy, just like purely in that energy in the moon and in the sun. And there's something really magical about that. But right now we're not quite there yet. We're almost there yet. What's interesting too is I would let's do some bells. Prepare your ears. I'm gonna do some bells. We need a cleansing. I feel such an anxiety ridden energy that I did not feel when I sat down. So let's just clear the energy. We'll do some bells. Let go of that energy. I mean, it's about new beginnings, right? But Pisces is a water sign, and the moon is a water energy, and it's the moon is based on our heart chakra and our emotions. So I feel like this is kind of a passing of the torch, so to speak, until the new moon in Aries comes in. And I feel like it's almost like the zodiac and the astrology and the planets and everything, the moon, the sun, the stars, they know, right? Like we're a co-collective. They understand that we need the certain supports that we need when we need them. Today, we're going to be talking with the Answer is Simple deck, which is based on our ego. Makes a lot of sense. We're also going to be doing a pick a reading today. I'm assuming it's going to go with that deck, but I never assume, because when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. I love that. Anyway, before you, we have representations of the water sign of Pisces, and then we also have the representation of fire. We've got carnelians, fire agates, and I, for the longest time, I have Toad the Wet Sprocket. I had, I like to, if you guys are new here, welcome. Those of you who are coming back, welcome back. But they're filled with also fun extra messages. So I've got this beautiful magical one for the water signs, and then I've Toad the Wet Sprocket for earth signs, and I have Matilda the owl for air signs, but I have never found the proper thing for fire signs. And I don't even know what's in this bag. I found it in some of my stuff, in some of my spiritual stuff when I used to do readings, group readings and stuff. And so I thought, this is really interesting. I don't know what's in there, but I feel it came in as like a representation of fire. And it's interesting because it's like burlap, right? It feels like it would be more like an earth, but man, if you lit that right now, that would burn up real quick. You know what I mean? So for some reason there's a representation of that. So, and thanks Anna, because Anna, that's one of the many gifts that Anna has gifted myself and the tribe. So also, if you notice, the crystal ball wanted to come in, and I feel like the crystal ball wants to, oh, by the way, today's is the color purple is the color that we're working with. So they're going to have me post this today, but you know, you may have already had your day, whatever. But I really feel like the crystal ball wanted to come in too, but I didn't know exactly how it was going to play out. So I started calling in all the energies and calling in the healing energies. And then I got the vibe from Spirit that they wanted me to do it with you. So let's take a few moments, taking some deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. The fly energy just showed up. There's a fly outside my window, just out of nowhere. So we're going to work with the fly spirit medicine. Always check in the description box for further education, or, you know, and if nothing, if you're like, whatever, let it fly by you. But if you're like, oh, that's interesting, I've been seeing a lot of flies too, it just flew away too. Then, you know, it could be, or like maybe you had an infestation, or like, you know, but you know, the fly comes in whenever we're going through like a form of death and rebirth. So work with the fly spirit medicine. If they have me put more than just a recommendation in the description box, I will. Otherwise, just follow it along as it goes. I also just heard 120 for an angel number for us. So drink some water, take in some deep breaths, get calm. Like I said, if you can close your eyes, please close your eyes. We may be doing some channeling as well. They asked me to burn some cedar. So either one of you wanted me to do it, or Spirit just called me to do it. So let's burn some cedar. And whenever you see me burning cedar on this channel, the only cedar I work with is from elder trees that have fallen. So I, at this moment, live in the Pacific Northwest when I'm recording this, and I can tell you that all of the trees that I've ever worked with are hundreds of years old. So this is really powerful medicine. Okay, so let's get relaxed. We're going to smudge it out. We're going to smudge it out. Also, you can hear the fire crackling. Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for being with us today. I call upon our higher selves, our spirit guides, our animal guides, the ancestors, our protectors, the angels and archangels, the gods and goddesses, the spirit animals, the guides, the familiars, the family. I know I said the ancestors, but I'm just saying what they say. Also, I'm hearing Jesus has been coming through a lot to remember of our heart chakra, and that we are here. If you found yourself here today, it's because you're connected to the divine feminine, and you're also connected to Jesus, coming from the heart chakra and the healing realm. We call upon the healing energies of the universe, and all you have to say is, I accept, and you can use whatever languaging you want, but something in the effect of, I accept this healing and this transmission with grace and gratitude. Thank you, Spirit. The universe reflects us back to ourselves. So if we're telling ourselves, thank you, we're telling ourselves, I love you. If we're calling upon the healing energies will find us. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for balancing and clearing our chakras, our auric fields, our meridians, and all that which no longer serves our greatest and highest good. I'm feeling a low energy. Spirit saying that's okay, because we are literally at the transition. You guys, this is another, they're pulling some healing energy towards you. I hope you feel it. As I'm talking, they're sending healing energy. But this is kind of like that big transition we had a month ago, when we went from the wood snake to the fire horse and the new moon and all that. It's the same thing. We have a really big week this week. We just had a new moon. Thank you, Aquarius moon. Welcome, Pisces moon. We just were in Pisces season. Thank you, Pisces season. Welcome, Aries season. Going from Aquarius, which is air, Pisces is water, Aries is fire. There's no earth energy in there to ground us. Mercury's been in retrograde. The eclipse portal is closed, but we're still feeling the residual energy, and we will for the next several weeks. So just take it easy, go calm, go slow, big changes. And of course, we can't ignore the biggest one of all, the equinox. For our northern hemisphere, we have officially gone from winter to spring, and for our southern hemisphere, from summer to fall. Big changes, big changes. Allow your mind, body, and soul to catch up. And for those of us who are on time change, you know, it hasn't even been a full 2 weeks since we've had the time change. That's another big thing too. My sleep patterns have been off. Spirit saying, just relax and breathe. Let it out. Breathe in the white light healing energy of love. And release the old energy that no longer serves our greatest and highest good. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, beautiful souls. This portal is protected as above, so below. Thank you for watching out for us. Thank you to the Creator Divine, the Nine, and all those in the outer realms, the inner realms, as above, so below, all the way around, that are meant to be here today and flow for our greatest and highest good of all of us and the collective. We are light leaders. We are light workers. We are star seeds. We are earth angels. Some of us are all of the above. Spirit says, thank you for being here. Thank you for your hard work. They recognize you. They just have a few messages for us. They want to keep this vibration high. And I don't know what the picker reading is going to be, but I just had a glimpse of that it is definitely going to be deriving after this. So follow the link in the description box to that. They may have me post them at the same time. I'm not sure. Also, there's Thank You, Spirit. There's a new podcast that I did the other day when I was house sitting. Another one. I did so much work, you guys, while I was there. I don't remember the last time I recorded and did so many spiritual things. I mean, in like 5 days. It was pretty intense. Beautiful and amazing, but really intense. So, yeah, so today's kind of that way too, but Spirit had me put it like on one of those like to be posted kind of things. So I know it's going out today and I don't remember what time. So it may be out already, or this will come out, but if they call me to, I'll put links in the description box to follow that. Otherwise, just follow the videos. You'll find them. I do everything pretty much in order, but sometimes they're not. And I will say that. Sometimes Spirit will call me to say the date. Obviously today we know what the date is because of all the things that are happening on the calendar. But seriously, lots of big changes. Also, I believe Ramadan just ended, and then there was something else on the calendar. It was in French. I didn't understand what it was, but I think it might be something with spring. But either way, yeah, it's amazing. It's really magical. Also, they want me to, I'm going to read some stuff from the book. Some of this stuff we may have read in other readings or in other transmissions, but they want me to read it anyway. So they want me to start with this one. And it says, Sun enters Aries the 20th of March at 10:46 a.m. This is Eastern Standard Time. So for myself, I am from the West Coast, so 7:46, work out your time. It says, springtime arrives and matches the enthusiasm of the Aries sun, pushing forth the first brave shoots of growth. Bright green budding leaves pepper branches with the promise of something new. Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, encourages us to leap into being, pioneering through new ground and stretching towards warmth and light. Animal instincts drive us to take a risk and step out into springtime. Ideas and initiatives are sparked into being, and the sun radiates energy, which encourages motivation and courage. Nature hears the call and responds with decisive action. The time to begin is now. Also, we'd be remiss if we didn't speak of the ram of Aries. So we will also be working with the ram spirit animal. And again, it'll be in the description box. They're bringing me interesting, so interesting. They're bringing me back to the 9th of March, the Monday, when we did the collective reading. So they want me to put a link to that, because that was in 2 parts, and it says dying ... the ego death. And because this is related, this deck that we're going to be using today is related to the ego, it's very I would assume that that's probably why they have us, like maybe messages you need to hear from spirit right now to work with your ego, to like, while Aries season is here. Because here's the thing, I love Aries. Aries is like, look at me, I am awesome. But they're also very fucking strong-willed. They will push their way through. They don't give up. They fucking fall down. They get back up again. They're very amazing. I mean, I don't even want to say they, because it's the energy of Aries. I mean, you may have Aries in your moon, but you're a Cancer and your rising is Capricorn, But, the whole point of why we are given the awareness of when some, an astrological zodiac sign goes into the sun or the moon, or when, these transitions are happening, is to look at the parts in your chart and look at the parts of yourself that need guidance, that need attention. I had just heard angel number 1608. So whatever that is for you. Ooh, it comes out to the number 6, I believe, and today is a 6th day. And I had a feeling we were going to pull this out. Let me grab my book. So I have notes that I had taken when I was studying tarot. And in the tarot guide, number 6 means success, peace, happiness, communication, highly creative energy, harmony restored, new opportunities, hard work paying off after the hardship of 5, and recharging our batteries. So, Aries Aries energy will push through to a fault, even if it may possibly upset them, hurt them, you know what I mean? It's like and I have had friends who were Aries, a lot of Aries in their chart, and we're in Aries, and they're just pushing through, and they're like, but I want it now. I want the golden egg, Father. I want it now. And Spirit's like, yeah, but that's the whole point, right? Like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Thanks, Mama. Right? There are things and gifts and wonderful things that have been given to us that we have been blessed with to use, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's time. Like the timing, the divine timing is everything. And I feel like right now Spirit really wants us to align ourselves to understand what these things mean. Like why, like right now we have a representation of water and fire. Well, obviously water puts fire out, and fire can't be lit if it's wet, unless you have fireproof matches that are like, they put something on there, but it's like you have to work with the energy of water. So it could be for some of you that you're like pushing your emotions away, and Spirit's like, but the only way for you to get to it is to work through it. So you can't just go pack it away in a closet and act like it doesn't exist. And I'm telling you right now, what I'm finding is people who are still in the 3rd dimensional energy and aren't acknowledging, because you don't have to be full on. I've been blessed to encounter a lot of really cool people recently that have a belief of something bigger than themselves, that have a belief of, of something they can't see, but at the same time, they don't have the knowledge I possess. And even when I tell them certain things, they're not at the same level of consciousness. That doesn't make them less intelligent or less, desirable as a being, spiritually or otherwise. It just means that that's where they are. And so for us as teachers and leaders, if you found yourself here, that's what we do. So whether you're meant to do it, in conversations with your family, friends, peers at work, whatever, or maybe, you're meant to write a book or a movie or a TV show or some way, a TED Talk, whatever it is that you're meant to bring into the world, your struggles were not for naught. Everything that we've all been through has a purpose. Everything we do has a purpose. And the equinox is so brilliant because it's the only time of the year that the light and the dark are equal. There are equal amounts of daylight as equal amounts of night. That's what makes the equinox so special. It's the way the sun tilts. It's the way the earth, or excuse me, it's the way the earth tilts towards the sun, and how the earth moves. The earth doesn't just move around like on a post, like we see on a globe, right? It's like the earth itself, it tilts, it moves, you know. Gaia moves around. She has a rhythm, you know. It's like, is it the circadian rhythm? Is that what they call it, right? Like, she has a rhythm. Gaia is an entity that we live on Earth. She is a living organism. She gives us life. She gives us breath. I mean, without trees, we would have no oxygen. You know, I remember one time I got in a conversation with someone who was really wrapped up in the third dimensional energy, and I tried to go at it in a kind way, but then I could feel their pushback and their energy, and it was really negative. And I was just like, you know what? I let my shadow come out. I let my ego come out. And because they were like, who cares about bees? Who gives a fuck about bees? Like, kill them all. She's like, I don't care. If I never get stung again. And I go, are you serious right now? And I looked at my friend who was dating them, and it like took everything out of me. And he literally looked at me like, please don't, like, please don't. And it was just like, Sasach, Kago Kelly, my triple Sag, Moon and Scorpio, my third Deacon in Leo. I was like, oh, bitch, no. I just looked at her, I'm like, are you serious right now? And she's like, what do you mean? I go, listen, I was like you. I was uneducated. I didn't understand. I said, but let me tell you something. If we didn't have bees, you wouldn't have food. I said, do you know what pollination is? I said, do you understand what like cross-pollination means and whatever? And so it got ugly, and you know, it is what it is. And the interesting thing was, later that night, talk about ego and instant karma, because Karma and I are best friends, and she's my soul sister. But at the same time, she was just like, but you could have been nicer. My friend got a little sloppy and knocked her brand new full glass of red wine all over my outfit. So, you know what I mean? But it was interesting. But even that was really cool too, because I ended up like taking off my shirt in the ladies' room, you know, because I was like, dude, I gotta wash my shirt. And I was just in there. My friend was doing it, and I was in there topless because it was summer, and it was like one of those tops that was like a handkerchief around the top and like a full back out. So, you know, I had no bra on or anything, but I was like, I didn't care that it got on my jeans so much. I'm like, who cares? But my top, I was just like, this is silk, and you know, no. Anyway, the funny thing was, is I was in there holding my boobs while my friend was like drying it on the fucking hand dryer in the bar. And it was just like one of those great funny moments of all time that I'll always remember and cherish. She and I like peed our pants laughing so fucking hard. But the way that like some of the women looked at me like I was a fucking harlot, like I was just like trash, you know. They were like, it was kind of like an more of an uppity bar, but I was just like, I don't fucking care, dude. I'm like, and every woman that gave me the side eye or the stink eye, I literally said, it's silk and I just bought it. And they're like, oh. I'm like, yeah. And I go, isn't that what, and then my friend would be like, isn't that what best friends are for, you know? But you know, but it is interesting. I am starting to really notice the divide, you know, and not giving a shit the way I used to. I used to really care like what people thought of me, and I really don't. I mean, let's put it this way. I didn't care what people thought of me. Then I was taught to care what people thought of me, and now I'm back to like not caring what people think of me. And I feel like this is a message for you guys too. You know, Aries energy, they don't give a fuck. You know, I mean, they do kind of have, I should say that the Aries energy does have kind of a, you know, like me, like me, like me. So there's definitely the dark side is insecurity, but maybe that's for us to work with too. You know, let us all work with the Pisces energy, with our soul and our spirit. And may we also work with the fire energy of Aries to confront our ego, right? I mean, a lot of people will tell you like, they're like, it's a tie between Aries and Scorpio about who has the biggest ego. But I can tell you, as my moon in Scorpio and being a triple Sag and having so much Aries people in my life and researching so much about Aries, there is definitely something really magical and outstanding about the way that they unapologetically like move forward with their ego. So I feel like Scorpios are more like, it's ego, but it's more like, I don't really give a shit in my experience. Okay, so now here is the spring equinox chart. Now I will pull back so you guys can see it. And if spirit calls me to, if you can either take a screenshot right now, but I'll also, here, you know what? And I'll also check out the community section and I'll put pictures in there. And if you're new here, just so you know, the community section, if you're a subscriber, you're allowed to post in there. I have it open so you can post in there. As long as it's for the benefit of the group, the tribe, the family, I'm all about it. If it's, if you're plugging your business, that's cool if it's on a spiritual. But if you're like somebody who's like, just putting out your like cleaning business, you just found this and you're like just looking for people to follow you or whatever, this isn't the place for you. But this is definitely a place of learning and growing, and I like to share. So please feel free to do that. Okay, so oh, that looks kind of nice. Maybe I'll leave it like that for a minute so you guys can look at it. I started to fill it up. You know what's so funny? I started to fill it up and then I was pulled to not put anything there, and maybe because the cedar wanted to come in. Also, you guys, as you know, my twin flame, my partner, his name was Edward, but he switched it to Alder, just like I was Kelly, and I switched mine to Tallulah because those names felt better. But when I was looking at the calendar, I thought it was the cutest thing that the Celtic tree for the month of March, but also for like, because it just says Celtic tree month of Alder begins on the new moon. So the new moon in Pisces, I'm going to have to tell Alder that. I just thought that was so cute. Isn't that cute? Okay, so let's read about the spring equinox. The sun enters Aries and within a week conjuncts both Saturn and Neptune for the first time since their culturally significant conjunction last month, and so activates their new cycle. A cycle whose influence will extend over the next 36 years, approximately, give or take. Just as nature's springtime growth accelerates upwards in response to the increased hours of sunlight that the equinox brings, so the new relationship between the formless and the formal, between the imaginal and the real world, can now be expected to emerge more clearly in many different ways and on many different levels. The Piscean influence of recent years has informed us all too clearly of our mutual dependence and interconnectivity. Now that the task of redefining the individual's rights, roles, and responsibilities within that collective truly begins. Aries ruler is Mars in Pisces, along with its trine to exalted Cancerian Jupiter, should ease the path of all initiatives that have an idealistic, caring, and collective motivation. But be warned that Jupiter's current square to an Aryan Venus/Moon conjunction also holds a potential for conflict and uncomfortable friction, which is what I was getting from Spirit. That's what I was getting from Spirit. We like it or not, the answer is simple. We have to let go, you guys. We have to let go. Oh, I guess somebody wants that out. We'll just leave it out. I'm just getting this vibe from a Spirit, like, because Deepak Chopra used to say, ego is edging God out. So God is creator, whatever you believe in, whatever languaging you use. But that was, that was something that hit me and stuck with me in a way, 2741, and then I saw 42. That stuck with me in a way that I can't even really explain. So it's like, I'm paraphrasing. If you know it, please put it in the comments below. But there's something that says about when you're going to speak to somebody, there's like 3 rules to follow. And one of them is like, is it kind? I think the other one is like, is it helpful? And I think the third one is it necessary? Something to that nature. I don't know who exactly that was for, but I do feel like there are some of us who are really struggling in that department. Also, when you come into your gifts, there's that part with the ego where it's like, holy shit. Like, I remember one time I was sitting with a bunch of my witchy sisters, and one of our prolific healers, she was a leader of our group, and she's like, I love being a medium, I love being me. But it was the way she said it, and I mindfully said to her, be mindful of how you're saying that, and how you're putting that energy out. I'm like, because it's really coming across like you're more powerful than people, like that you love having power over people. And she's like, oh wow, I never thought of it that way. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, and she was my teacher, but at the same time I was just like, I'm kind of echoing you back to you, like you taught me that, And she was like, you know what? You're right. I said, there's nothing wrong with like, I mean, I say, I love myself. I'm a millionaire. I'm amazing. Right. Because the I ams are important because we're putting that out into the universe to reflect back to us to what we are. But there's a difference when you're like, I'm more powerful than everybody else. That's also telling the universe that, you obviously need a little more education. Do you know what I'm saying? I remember one time another group of magical healers were together and we were talking about like, we were in this meditation thing together and we were talking about how many past lives we had. And the way they said it, I feel like I've lived like 27 human lives. I said, I don't know how to explain that. But I said, that's the number that comes up for me sometimes. I said, I don't know if it's real or not, but anyway. And she was like, oh man, I've lived so many more lives than that. And it was the delivery. And so I started to recognize that our delivery is really important, and to recognize that when we are doing that, we're saying that we are the ones that are doing it and not the higher consciousness power that it comes from, that's being wielded through us as light beings and as and in avatars right now on this planet. So, right, like it's that thing from Spirit. They're like, don't get it twisted. Like, we are special. Yes, we came here to do something. Yes, we are, and that's where it's like with great strength comes great responsibility, right? So we don't get to just hide out in our little third dimensional worlds and our, whatever. We don't get to do that. We don't get to do that. I tried to go to the movies. I wanted so badly to go see Wicked for Good at a big screen theater because when I saw the first one, I saw it at a local theater that was that was built in like 1908, and it was charming and cool and just like amazing. Like one of the best theaters I've ever been in. Was so grateful that I saw Wicked there. But the screens were so small that I knew the second one was going to be really like big. And I was like, I want to see this on a big screen. So we ended up going, and oh my gosh, I was like Goldilocks. I mean, I must have changed seats 7 times. I mean, she only did change beds I think 3 times, but and I was just like, oh my gosh, just how run down the theater was. It stunk. There was crap everywhere, broken seats, and just, it was weird. The energy in the seats. And I was like, nobody cleans this. And I actually had a hard time being there. And I can't wait until I have the comfort of a home again where I can have a large screen television and buy them together and watch them together, because I didn't get to really even be in it. Even though we went on a day that, it had been out for like a month, and we went like December 30th on like a Tuesday, and it was a buy one, get one free day. But there still wasn't that many people. It was really cool. But even then it was just like, you know what I mean? It was just so, I'm like, this is fucking weird. I'm like, the energy in here does not belong to me. I don't belong here. And I'm really strong, you guys, and I work on my energy every single day. I work with Spirit every single day. And, it's like those little things that it's like, no, I can't go to that theater. The other theater, the first theater, it had the same thing, right? But you can just feel that it's a different type of people that go to that theater, as opposed to like this like huge multiplex that we went to, that it's like I joined a membership so that we can get the buy one, get one free, and I said to my partner, I said, I regret, like we almost walked out like a few times because it just, I'm like, are you having a good time? Like he looked uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable. It was just really bizarre. But when we recognize that, we start to see like, yeah, because it felt like the energy that time forgot, these dark rooms. I mean, I know they're lit up when they're cleaning and all that, but like when you're watching the movie, it's like, especially when like the heater would like kick off for a minute and you can smell like you can just smell it in the seats. You could smell it on the floor, in the drapes on the walls, like, the carpet. It's like, there's just a very dense energy. And these are the things they're talking about, make your home a movie theater, or, go to theaters, like I said, like, that are more like independent films and things like that, where the people take better care of themselves. People, it's worth it to them to pay the extra money to go to this really cool place that has been restored and reupholstered, and they really care about it. They clean the seats, they clean the floors. The upkeep is important to them. Those things are important. What we put in and on our body are important. What we put in front of our eyes and our ears is important. Okay? Spirit wants us to hear that, really, really hear that. So it says, it will be all too easy to expect too much too soon. Enthusiasm could easily run roughshod over personal sensibilities and budgetary limitations, but make no mistake, events are likely to demand urgent action. The dynamic energy to take it is available. Mercury's conjunction with the moon's north node, exact to within half of a degree, speaks of connections and communications that will have evolutionary consequences. Care and caution are called for. Little things matter a lot. I don't know what I got on here, but again, this is something that I will put there so you can look at it and see, but this is the kind of thing that they're like, we're not messing around. Look at the beautiful artwork in my book. Go out for a minute. Look at how pretty this is for the spring equinox. Okay, so it says, spring equinox, March 20th, 1046. We have arrived at perfect harmony and balance, where day equals night, dark equals light, and days are the same length all over the world. Now it is spring and fall for our family in the south. The potential for life bursts forth. Trees are in blossom and fresh greenness is all around us, with young animals flourishing. The days grow fast and are so much longer and lighter. We emerge from winter and our spirits lift. We are in the light half of the year. Oh, I love that. It's interesting. My partner, his birthday is May 28th, and he is such a solar toy. He was born on a Sunday. I was born on a Monday. I mean, our twin flame thing is so crazy. He's a triple Gemini. His moon's in Sag. I'm a triple Sag. My moon's in Scorpio. I mean, it would have been crazy if my moon was in Gemini, but then we'd both be a little like, somebody's gotta drive the boat. Somebody's gotta steer the ship. You know what I mean? I said that to him recently. I'm like, don't take certain things that I say as a negative. That's the ego. But I'm like, you tasked yourself to be this person. You tasked yourself to be all of this air, and there's so much magic in the air sign of Gemini and the twin energy, the duality of Gemini, especially with the equinox. Today it was kind of funny. He wanted to stop by and look at this job really quick yesterday, and we were running errands, and then I said, didn't you say you're working on another job tomorrow in the area? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, do you think you can pop by there? I said, I'm getting the vibe we're not meant to do that. And then I thought about it on the way home. I'm like, well, that makes sense, for so many reasons. But now I was thinking, even that's kind of interesting. He's working on a Porsche. And for one job, he's a mobile mechanic. And the other job, he's working on a tractor or a lawnmower. Talk about, like, they're so different. But he can do that. Like, he can work on a Porsche in 1 minute, and he can work on a lawnmower in another. That's a gift, But right now, Spirit's trying to steer us towards our gifts and understand our gifts. I remember being upset when I found out that my Venus was in Capricorn, because I was like, I wanted something dreamy, I'm like, why would I want that? But again, it makes so much sense with like my chart and Alder's chart. And even though we are both divine feminine and masculine, we have both. I'm representative of the divine feminine outwardly, and he is masculine outwardly. But at the same time, we have that balance and the duality that we have between us. And I was just feeling all these interesting energies with him. And I said to Spirit, I got the vibe from Spirit that we should, do this reading today. So I said to him, I'm like, I can either go Thursday or Friday. And I thought, well, Friday I can always go like after I do the readings. But it was kind of interesting that we did that yesterday, because I said to him, I go, this is the last day of winter. I'm like, put things behind you. I'm like, tomorrow's a new day. It's spring. And I just think for a lot of us, the newness is great. But for those who were born in spring, I think it just carries a different energy, like I could tell he was like, yeah, he's like, it's more sun, more light time. Like, he got really excited. I'm like, exactly, and I start to notice that when, especially after we do the time change in fall, he just like shuts down. He just like shuts down. And I was born at the end of fall. So fall is like my favorite time. I'm just like, go, go, go. Basically from like September until the end of the year, I'm just like, I'm so happy and so excited. And this is the time of the year that I have to really work at it. Like, I have to really push myself out of that energy, because I was born on December 13th, and it was the last day, like it's literally only 1 week of fall left before it's winter. But for my whole life, people are like, you're a winter baby, you're a winter baby. And I always heard that. But then when I started to connect with my chart and connecting like the day I was born, the time I was born, the energies, all that, it started to make so much sense about who I am. So it's the same for you. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? I feel like that's from, have you guys ever seen Drop Dead Gorgeous? That's so funny. Okay, so also they want me to, because we are doing the Aries reading at the same time, they want me to read this. And again, I will put a picture. And it says, Aries year ahead, 2026. And so begins an enormously significant period of your life. Both Saturn and Neptune make their permanent move into your sign, as well as consummating their heavenly marriage by conjunction in the first 2 months of the year. This is the period within which to take especially serious note of both the dreams and ideals that are newly inspiring you and those icons or belief systems that are losing their allure. Are you listening, Aries family? Or whatever you have in your chart with Aries? Identify with the former. Bury the latter. It is time to grow up. See what is happening around you, commit yourself to the new vision, and step into an instrumental role in the emergent world that is developing around you through active involvement with the groups and networks that share those ideals. Those of you born on or around the spring equinox will most certainly experience this cosmic nudge very directly, but nonetheless, all of us will feel the vibe and may take action to initiate or to get involved, because after all, yours is the zodiac sign corresponding to active, emergent growth. And if you don't, then who will? Saturn is traversing Aries for the next 2 years, giving you the opportunity to manifest a new form through which to express your unique self. It will be in the year's latter half, when expansive Jupiter moves into compatible Leo. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm sorry, I'm a triple Sag, which is ruled by Jupiter, and my third Deacon's in Leo. So I had to stop for a minute because I've been telling you guys, I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I turn 55, or in the year I'm 55, and I'll be 55 in December. Oh, I love it. There's so much growth for us, you guys. We have to just say fuck the past, man. Like, not in a like fuck you kind of thing, but like stop using it to make your decisions now. I got that yesterday when I was talking to Alder. I'm like, don't look at the way we used to talk to each other. I'm like, I feel like you've been coming at me from a different angle, and I would really like it if you would come at me from the angle of that we are both earth angels. Like, it took me like this really beautiful conversation with him to finally get him to see and admit and understand who and what he is. And then that's when I realized, I'm like, so many of you guys are coming out of the dark night of the soul. And, you know, some of you are at the beginning of it, some of you are in the middle, and some of you are coming out of it. And when you're coming out of it, that's when your identity really you start to really question everything. I get it, been there, done that, bought the postcard. I'm here to tell you, I get it. But stop waiting for the other shoe to drop, because it's not going to, unless you keep doing the old shit. And then it will continually drop until you're like, fuck this shit. I'm going to go step into the person, place, and things and whatever, you know, insert your story here, that is right for me, that is for the greater good. You were created with a path and a purpose for the greater good, for this beautiful experiment. This is what Earth is. It's a school. It's an experiment, an expansiveness school for our souls. The universe itself is going through a massive expansion. It's not just Earth. It's not just our solar system. It is all over the universe. This is a co-collective. This is something we've been working on for more time, if you want to even call it time, than we could possibly understand in the construct of time that we were given and provided in this brain and this human concept. You know what I'm saying? It's so much deeper. It's so much more. And you can find those answers by meditating and speaking with spirit, by the way, you know? So with that being said, let's read this again. Saturn is traversing Aries for the next 2 years, giving you the opportunity to manifest a new form through which to express your unique self. Who are you? Don't hold back. It will be in the year's latter half when expansive Jupiter moves into compatible Leo. That situations evolve to give you the freedom, time, and opportunity to go where you have never gone before and enjoy every minute of the experience. Yes, I keep asking spirit, when's this gonna happen? When's that gonna happen? Is this gonna happen? Is that gonna happen? And they're like, oh my gosh, they're like, slow your roll. They're like, slow your roll, please slow your roll, please slow your roll. And a lot of it too is my spirit guides going, oh my gosh, like, it's like, you know, when people are planning the most excellent like surprise for you, or surprise party, or all of the above, and you're somebody, you're like, I don't like surprises, I don't, because obviously I feel like people who don't like surprises were surprised by something that was uncomfortable, or whatever, you know, the situation was, but they didn't like it. So then from that moment on, they're like, I don't like surprises, don't bring me surprises. And Spirit's like, but what if we are going to surprise you in the most magical, beautiful way, you know? And, you know, maybe you're somebody who loves going to the planetarium. You love the planetarium, you love going to the light show, and you find out, or you find out your friends are planning something for you or whatever, and you're just like, oh, just tell me. And they're like, dude, you're gonna love it, you're really gonna love it, please don't ruin it, like, don't ruin the surprise. And you just keep pushing, and you keep pushing, you're going, you're looking through closets, you're looking under beds. That's an Aries energy too, right? Like, I had an Aries that was in my life that literally told me that they used to unwrap their presents, their Christmas presents, and like literally like take a mental picture of how they were wrapped, and they would rewrap them so that they would know what they were getting. And I was like, why? And they're like, well, because there's certain things I really want, and if I don't get it, then I want to make sure maybe I can drop the hint, they can return it. Or I was like, what? You know what I mean? And I was like, that's a fucking commitment. That's a serious commitment. But what if you do that, right? And you keep pushing, you want to know the end, you want to know how it's going to end, how am I going to get there, what's going to happen? And Spirit's like, and then finally you find out, and you're like, oh, dude, that's amazing. And you're like, yeah. And it wouldn't have been more amazing if you would just let your friends blindfold you, drive in the car, go up there, you know, and you find out that they literally rented the planetarium for the night, and it's a party for you and your friends, and they're putting on a special show that goes along your astrology or something. Like they made a video, you know what I mean? Like something so special. You'd be like, oh man, that was a really good surprise. I'm sorry I ruined it, you know? It's kind of the vibe I've been getting from Spirit, because I'm getting the same thing where I'm like, you know, when am I moving to Hawaii? What's going to happen? I mean, you guys, of those of you who don't know, if you don't pay attention to the weather or whatever, Hawaii, I don't know if they have their power back up now, but the place where I was moving to literally got hit with like such a massive storm that they've been without power for like 5 or 6 days now, I think. 4 or 5, for sure. I think it's going on day 6 though now. No power. Horrific storms, and they're supposed to get hit again this weekend. I was pushing Spirit. I was like, that makes no sense for me to be here. Why would I be here? Now that I know I'm moving there, why would I be here? Then they had me look at all these astrology reports and readings about my very similar things to my chart and my sign and things like that. That was like, this is the Mercury retrograde Sagittarius that you sit your ass home. You don't go anywhere. Do not travel. Do not, you know, this eclipse season, this is a doozy, blah, 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 blah. If I had pushed and pushed and pushed, not that it's horrible, you know, my friend is there and she's going through it, whatever, but even that, like, she was meant to be there for whatever reason. And she's got a new puppy, and I was like, how's your puppy doing? I'm like, sometimes that kind of shit can scare animals. And she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, she loves it. She's like, she's out playing in it. She doesn't care. Nothing thunder, lightning, nothing bothers her. She's like, she is so happy. I'm like, that's so cool, dude. I'm like, now you know that like your puppy like is unflinchable, and like, that's really neat, you know? So it's just like little things like that. You never know. You never, ever know. So I'm getting from Spirit, I'm grabbing the deck, allow the magic of Spirit to unfold into your life in a way that you may not have ever even allowed it to unfold before. Stop trying to control the outcome, you guys. Everything will come in divine timing. You are here for a reason, for a purpose. If you're watching this reading, you are a powerful leader and light worker. And I've said this many times, even if you're just the leader of your group, that's okay. But you are meant to be a leader. You are meant to pull people forward. You're meant to inspire. You're meant to change the world. And you can do it. You can do it. And this is the year that you will. Use these energies to help you. Look at your chart, look at astrology, you know, and if you're feeling low, ask yourself, am I feeling low because of the energetic levels of the planet right now feeling low? Like, right, like after something horrible happens, people feel depressed or they feel anxious and they're, you know, but no. Everybody is here for their own personal journey and their own lesson. 4907, and it hung there for a minute. So 49 is also number 13, and that's the number 4, which is about balance, right? You need 4 sturdy legs to have a balanced table, and 7 is about cycles, right? We have 7 days in a week, and when it's done, it starts again. It's the cyclical nature of planet Earth in general. So let me ask Spirit, do we want to go to the pick a reading yet? Okay. Do we want to pull from the deck yet? My eyes keep going here. Do we want to pull from here? Okay, my eyes keep going here, and I just got a huge yes on my pendulum. Okay. So what I do is I pull that down. You guys can have that nice view of... Isn't that cute? I got this at a flea market. I think I paid $5 for it, and it's actually one of the coolest things I have ever... I'm really hoping it'll make it with me to Hawaii because it's just really fucking cool. No, it will. If it's meant to, it will. But I mean, even like, come on. I love the little feet. I don't know what the bottom says. What does the bottom say? It says, the bottom says Fitz and Floyd China. It's old. Okay, so this one flew out. Oh, when I looked down, I saw 13. Oh, pressure. Under pressure. So it could be some of you are feeling some pressure right now. Okay, Spirit. I'm going to pull the candle out so that we can get the messages that we need. Okay. I feel like that wants to go there. Okay. Okay, Spirit. I'm going to just allow you to show it. Oh, okay. What messages we need right now. Wow. Wow. They're like, that's it. You're done. Wow. Wow. Okay. Now, my eyes go where they go, and we will, you know, so these are open messages. If you're new here, these are open messages. They're open to interpretation. So insert your story here, but don't make something your story if it's not. Fruit. And I actually kept it this way because it reminded me of like a piece of watermelon. So it could be for some of you that you need to get some fruit back into your diet. My eyes went here next. Ooh, it's upside down. Interesting. Have wisdom in your actions and faith in your merits. Oh my gosh, yes. So my eyes went to this one, and I can't always, I may have to look at it and then just put it down, and then we'll do a picture. This one says on, but it could also be no, okay? And sometimes when I feel like if it has a back, like I like to check and make sure that they, because this is from a Honey Mama's bar, if you guys like Honey Mama's. But I don't know if this means, my eyes were really drawn to this one, but not just to see the message. I feel like there's something with orange and red with you. Also, orange and red is a symbol of fire. And on the other side of this one is life's pressure. So it could be that's what they're saying, like there's something with life's pressure. And this one says dairy-free. So maybe some of you need to have a dairy-free diet. If you have smelly gas or indigestion after you eat dairy, your body doesn't want it, period. You can get the fucking, you know what makes me upset is I did this for years, getting the stuff that allows your body to eat it. But then it's fucked up though, because that's like nature versus nurture, like kind of, or that's like nature versus man, right? Like nature is telling you that your body doesn't like that. Now, sometimes it could be the combination of foods you're eating that make you sick. Like your body can have dairy, but like for me, if I tried to have like a cheese sandwich, I would be sick. My body didn't want bread and gluten and cheese at the same time. That was just like never going to happen. But over time, you know, I realized I started using Daya, like, you know, and Chow and like these other like vegan cheeses. And I realized I can eat bread with gluten. I was fine. It's just that if I eat bread with gluten with like potatoes, like I'll get sick, right? And it makes sense because gluten's kind of like sludgy. Potatoes can be sludgy in your stomach, you know what I mean? Especially if you eat mashed potatoes and gluten, it's like that kind of heavy starchy. So, you know, it could be combinations of things. Also, here is the letter A on one side, and on the other side, ooh, A, and then it says radiates. So that could be you. There's also an E here, which is interesting for me because I just said my partner's name is Alder and his old name was Edward. So that's interesting. Okay, and because this is group reading, it's for all of us. This one, it's pink on one side, so that might mean something to somebody. Oh, and soy. So maybe you need soy, maybe you're allergic to soy. It can go either way. Okay. This one only has one side, and the word is catch. Ooh, and it fell, so I don't know what that means. So catch, love. We have love. Ooh, another fruit. Somebody needs to bring some fruit into their diet. More fruit. More fruit. And you know, recently it's like I used to always love like crunchy sweet snacks, but I've been finding like I really enjoy my grapefruit when I'm eating it. Questions or comments? I don't know what that means, but might mean something for somebody else. This one says, ooh, temps. So it could be temperature. It could be maybe you're a temp. Maybe you're meant to do like some temp work. My eyes are coming over here, so I'm going to start over here. Oh, Italian. It could be a sign for some of you. Maybe you're Italian. Maybe it's something with fruit. Maybe you like to make food, or maybe they're trying to tell you to have fruit gelato instead of like sugary gelato. Just, oh, look at this one. Real, natural, and clean. This came out at one of our, yeah, this is our, for us, for our diet, you guys. Part of the reason why some of you are still in the third dimensional energy is because you refuse to change your diet, and Spirit's like, you have to change your diet. It's not a choice. Ooh, there's a star there, but look at how it's kind of burnt away. I feel like maybe some of you guys are burning. I feel like this is a message like you're burning yourself at both ends. And this kind of looks like a Y and an A. I don't know. This was one of those things I was going to throw away and they told me not to. But I really feel like that was like you, like star burning yourself at both ends. Oh, here's another one. And it's upside down. This could also be you. Like, because there's a U and an O. So those letters might mean something. But it also could be on. So this is the second one that we got that was on and no, and they're so different. This is like, they're from completely different things, different colors, you know. And when I make these, you know, initial R, Spirit's very particular about how it happens. So I like to say those things so that you guys understand that this isn't just, you know, another, oh, hearty. But then I saw eatery. Interesting. I feel like these are breadcrumbs for somebody, but hearty. So we'll put hearty next to love. But hearty could be like, you can still eat good hearty foods, but like healthy foods. This one, it looks like it was a letter. It almost looks like a letter I or something. But it's blue. So I don't know if that means anything. And then this one's got like, again, I don't always know what they're trying to say. It's for you. I felt like I saw one fly over here. And if any others fly out, like look in the description box. I'll put a picture. Also, our Hawaii sister Zoe sent me this chalcedony with the heart on it. So send some loving healing energy to Zoe while they're dealing with like these crazy storms in Hawaii right now. That's really, I was like, that's so crazy. And you guys know, like I talked about like my fear and anxiety of that. That's so interesting. So this could be a 9 or it could be a 6, but today's a 6th day. So we'll put that there. I feel like that's a wink wink from Spirit. There's one more. Oh no, there's one more back there. Pieces. I heard that song, Picking Up the Pieces. What song is that? It's white on one side. Like, I feel like this is a blank canvas. You guys, I saw it like this and I was like, another on, but it's only. And it could even be for some of you, I just heard the fruit thing. It could be that maybe you're meant to do a fruit cleanse. Have you ever done that where you just eat fruit for like, you know, 2 or 3 days? It's like a good way for your body to, you know, you're still going to get water, especially like watermelon or like certain fruits like that have like a really strong water base. This was one of those that I was like, what? But I feel like it's for somebody because all the numbers. So it could be a birthday. It could be, here, let me go back a little bit. It could be June 24th. I saw 6/24. I saw June 24th. But then, you know, 45 is 9. That's interesting. Oh, you know what's interesting? 6 and 2 is 8. 4 and 5 is 9. Oh my gosh, you guys check this out. So 6 and 2 is 8. 4 and 5 is 9. And then it's 9/8/H. So that could mean something too. Wow, that's powerful. I love this. This is one of my favorite things to do because it's like a puzzle. Talk about pieces. Okay, this one says not. I almost feel like if you're trying to go through like catering to life's pressure instead of not having wisdom in your actions and faith in your merits, that's why I feel like some of you are really struggling right now. We got another blank slate on one side. Oh yeah, this one's just like a blank slate. I feel like, right, it's new beginnings. We're talking about that right now. Like we're in new beginnings right now. Another and, or was that the only and? Okay, we only have a few more. Oh my gosh, look at you guys, activate. And we had, oh, I thought it was activated, but we have radiates, activate. I mean, these are powerful though. These are powerful words. Then we have mix. Ooh, I just heard mix the pieces up. Like maybe some of you, you're almost there, or like you're getting there, but they're like there's a few more pieces need to fall into place. Okay, and then the last one is, oh, sparkling. Also, maybe you're somebody who likes kombucha or whatever. If you feel sick after you eat like sparkly beverages, that's another thing too. My body just does not, I'm just making sure we didn't miss any. My body does not like sparkly stuff. Once in a while, I'll get a kombucha, but I don't a lot just because I can just feel like my body doesn't like it. So if you have a sensitive body or sensitive tummy, so take a screenshot. I'm going to actually take a screenshot right now. Actually, let me make the camera steady so I can get a good one. Okay. So I'll put that in there as well. And then let's see. Okay. So now that we had those, and this is from the water energy. So this is to what to work with our heart chakra and our heart center while the Pisces moon is present. Okay. Have you guys ever seen that movie? Oh gosh. With Steve Carell and Paul Rudd, where Steve Carell is like, he thinks he's crazy because he like makes stuffed mice. He's like, and I can't think of it. It's like one of my favorite, Dinner with the Schmucks. It's like one of my favorite movies of all time. I love that movie. But I can't think of the actress, Lucy something. She's British. She's fucking hilarious. But there's this scene where she's not well. She's obviously like not well. But she's like, it's my pleasure. Oh no, it's my pleasure. Like I can hear her voice in my head right now. Okay, so now I feel like that's the Pisces energy with the moon, and now I feel like we've got whatever is in here. I don't know, I'm gonna shake it up, but whatever is in here, I feel like these are messages for us moving forward with the Aries energy. I kind of feel like we should go more towards the fire now. I feel like something just flew out. Oh, it was lavender. So work with lavender. There's lavender in here. So work with lavender. We'll work with lavender, and it's like all coming out, and that's okay. And let's see what else comes out. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Is there any more that want to come out right now? Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's see what happens. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm going to throw them back in and like maybe because you know, there's a lot of these in there. So I feel like, okay, this definitely wanted to come out. Okay. This definitely wanted to come out. All right. There's one over here. Another one for love. This one. Let's see. Spirit, are there any more? I'm going to kind of, oh, see, now it doesn't want to shake. Well, because it's different, you know what I mean? Like I can't, like it's not I kind of feel like it's not the same, you know what I mean? I feel like, how about this, Spirit? If it lands on there, we know. Okay. Do we want to take any more from in here? Oh, okay, cool. That's awesome. They said if they're down, like, see how like this is one side of the T thing? If it's down like that, then it's like we don't need the message on the other side. Do you know what I'm saying? So we'll just go for the messages that like we can see. And I'm going to go where my eyes go to first. Okay, so this first one, these are, you know, quotes, mantras. Oh, Mahatma Gandhi. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Oh my gosh, you guys, you know that Spirit said this in one of our last group readings. Do you remember that? Oh my gosh, I love it. Awesome. Remember to always have humility. I get it. That's awesome, right? Because like, you know, we were just talking about the ego, and that's part of the ego is not having humility. Make sure to nourish your soul is what I heard from Spirit. Jubilee might mean something, and this is also, it has a B on it, but I feel like that could be for somebody. We also have the peace dove. What's on the other side of that? Nothing. Okay, and this one, my eyes keep going to this. So 80, it could be the number 8. It could be to work with angel number 8 or 80. It could be one of you are 80 years old. Maybe it could be anything, but it's definitely very prominent. Also, we have 12, 6, 22. So maybe there's something happened on December 6th in 2022 that they want us to look at. We saw love. We have 13, which, you know, is my love. I love it. Last week was Friday the 13th. So powerful. And this one is from Teddy Roosevelt, and it says, believe you can, and you're halfway there. I love it. Okay, I feel like these, I'm going to take away the ones that we don't want. Okay, that one's up, so we'll use that one. That one's up. These two are up. This one's down. Oh, it was down, but then it flipped up. Yeah, good deeds. Do something. Spirit saying do things because you want to and not because you think like you're going to get something for it. That's really powerful for somebody. And you know, the Aries energy is like that. Like I'm just being real. Like some of my Aries friends, like they could be really manipulative. And I was like, dude, you know what? Don't pull your fucking shit on me. Like, you know, don't be, but it takes one to know one too, right? Like I've been manipulative too. Also the number 50, celebrating 50 years. It's the mucklucks that I got whenever I got them at their 50-year mark. So that might mean somebody, maybe you're turning 50 this year. Ooh, I'm there. Oh, look at two or say I'm there. I feel like this is from Spirit. Look at that. I'm there. And they're both blank on the back. That's interesting. This one is flipped over. This one is flipped over. Okay. This says everything you could wish for all in one cup. So I'm hearing, you know, this past new moon, the new moon before this, like during eclipse is not a good time to set intentions. I kind of feel like this one too, like because it was like the new moon in Pisces at the end of the zodiac year, I kind of feel like, sure, if you put intentions out or whatever, that's fine. Like there's like nothing bad's going to happen, you know? But I definitely feel like the new moon in Aries is going to be a really powerful one for us. So take that for how it resonates. And this is like an and sign. So and is coming up again. I don't know why. So here's good deeds. Jubilee. It could be maybe some of you, Jubilee like makes me think of like a party. These are ones we read already. I'm doing this so that I can do the screenshot for you guys. I need to kind of move these around too as well. I feel like that wants to go there. We got the number 6 too. That's crazy. And how interesting. Now it's making me, you know what? Spirit had me throw my old calendars away the other day, which I never do. I usually keep them for a long period. They had me throw out journals. You guys, I am really doing some spring cleaning, and I really suggest you do the same because it's really powerful. By the way, my eyes went to this first. So look at this, icky things. Yeah, sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do, and that came up under that date. The unknown, it says you learn more from failure than from success. That's true. Get back up. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Amber, I don't know how to pronounce that. Life isn't a puzzle to solve, but a journey to indulge in. Yes, I'm hearing from Spirit. Like, I'm hearing, like, really try not to think too much about the future or the past. You can put your dreams and aspirations out there, but like let it unfold naturally. To live boldly is to live freely. Yes, be yourself. And I feel like for some of you, turning 50 is really hard for you. I feel like somebody this is turning 50 is just, yeah, I really feel a really freak out energy from that. It's okay. It's part of it, right? Trust your identity. Be in touch with your reality. Yeah, because I just saw some lady just audition for America's Got Talent who's 92 years old, who was a starlet and was the original Nancy and Oliver at the theater that they were doing. I mean, it just, you know, and hello, look at Helen Keller. If you ever want to feel sorry for yourself, look at Helen Keller. She couldn't see, she couldn't hear, and she couldn't talk. Can you imagine how dark her world must have been before that doctor lady came into her life? Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Yes, have fun. I mean, she traveled all over the world, Helen Keller. Michael, I don't know how to pronounce that. And it says, the bad news is time flies. The good news is you're the pilot. Yes, but also believe in divine timing from spirit, I just heard. Like, I feel like for some of you, you really need to and work with lavender, which is really calming. So, Marilyn Monroe, it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. That's right, Marilyn. And look at her. She's arguably one of the most famous women ever of all time in our existence of knowing. Another Mahatma Gandhi. That's 2. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. That's 2, you guys. That's 2. We got 2 right here. And then our last one is life is only as good as your cup of tea. Oh, Anna. Right? Tell them, as the Brits say, right? Like, your tea is everything. Okay, do we have any more in here that you want me to put out, or anything in here you want them to see? Okay, so I'm going to pull this up, and I'm going to try and take a screenshot. I may have to do a few screenshots, but there it is. What came through for you? Yeah, I'm going to have to do a few screenshots, you guys, because this is in my vintage secretary and I can't go any higher than that. So I'll do it this way. And then this way so you guys can see the bottom ones too. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. I always take 2 because I always want to make sure. Okay. All right, you guys, and then we're going to pull a few cards, and then we're going to do a separate video for the pick a reading, okay? So I'm very excited to see, what comes through with the cards, Spirit. I don't know how much time we have. You know how this goes. If I run out of time, I will put a follow-up video. But, Spirit, do we have any messages from the answer is simple, or we just pick, let me see, do we want to pick the pick a reading right now? Okay, yeah, we're pulling the pick a reading. Do we want to pull any cards for, a group message first, a group collective message first? No. Okay. Do you want them to see the cards? Okay. So let's see what messages want to come through from Spirit for reading 1 regarding everything that we went through today on this beautiful special day. Oh, love your body, number 22. Love your body. Okay, so there you go. That's reading 1. Oopsie. Oopsie. Reading 1. Okay. That's reading 1. Love your body. Okay. And we may pull more cards, but that's going to be that's the main thing that Spirit wants to talk to you about. Okay. Love your body. Okay. Reading 1, reading 1, reading 1. And then, okay, no, sorry. Reading 2. Oh, number 61, give it to God, which is interesting because 22 is the number 4, which we spoke about today. And today is the equinox and balance. And then this one is 61, but that's number 7. We talked about cycles, giving it to God, right? Releasing control. And it's a hard one. And it's a hard one for people like us. Okay, so reading 3, Spirit. Do we have, okay, this is reading 3. Number 17, which is also number 8. Take a breather. Some of you need to slow down. And I know it's hard, right? Because when you start a new moon cycle and a new month and or a new season and a new zodiac and all that, it's we just want to go, 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 go. But they're like, no, 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 no. Okay, reading 4. Oh, we are going to have a reading 4. Number 32, which is also number 5. Speak with love. This feels like a self-love. Maybe you need, and also they specifically wanted me to bring out my rainbow calcite that looks like a heart. So I think it's interesting that they had it go there, because I was kind of doing water and fire, breaking up but this calcite, if you get it wet, it actually melts. So I didn't want to put it there, but I think it's interesting that reading 4 is about speaking with love. Okay. Now, do we have, do we have a reading 5, Spirit? Do we have a reading 5? We do not. Okay. So these are our readings before you. We have reading 1, love your body. Reading 2, give it to God. Reading 3, take a breather. And reading 4, speak with love. Because Spirit loves you and they want you to love yourself. You're not loving yourselves. And I'll tell you what, the more I'm loving myself, the more I'm giving it to God, the more I'm taking time for myself, the more I'm speaking with love, I'm telling you guys, I am changing the trajectory of my life. And I know that you could do it too. So, and interesting that reading 1 has love in it and reading 4 has love in it. So, all right, Spirit, do we have any more messages? Oh, here go my glasses. Do we have any more? Do you want me to do any group message before we head out? Okay, so I'm going to put these to the side. So there will be a link in the description box for the pick a reading for this. So follow the link for that. So we've got that. And let's see what messages that we have. Oops, we kind of made a mess of things, huh? It just looks like we had a good time. Looks like we partied it up. And I just cleaned this, so it's really nice. So it's just like lavender, and I'll just leave it. Because I feel like that's what they want us to do. It's like one of those things, like, did you ever hear that term, hurry up and wait? I kind of feel like that's the energy with Spirit. Like March, we can already feel it. It's already March 20th. I mean, we're already almost 3 months into the new Gregorian calendar year. And bam, it went by so fast. Oh, look what's at the bottom of the deck. Just laugh. Yes. Laughter through tears is my favorite emotion. Number 14, which is also the number 5. So we're in a massive